Hi, in this module I'm going to demonstrate another visualization feature in Microsoft Excel, and the feature that I'm going to demonstrate is charting. So when I have a large set of data, if I want to look at how aggregated data compares to other aggregated data, I might want to use the charting feature. So real quickly, remember from the previous conditional formatting module that I've imported names from an Access database called Northwind Traders, and I've entered in some data that represents data that's being kept on students who are in my department that are majoring in computer science. So in column C I list the specific majors, and in column D I show the total number of hours that each student is has earned toward graduation, and in column E I show of those total number of hours how many are earned toward credit toward the major. And then in column F I show the percentage, that would be the percent of total hours that are applied toward the major, and I do a calculation to calculate the total number of hours that are applied, the percentage of hours that are applied toward the major. And then in columns D and E in row 28 I find the sum of all the individual hours earned in cell D28 and the sum of all the hours earned toward the major in cell E28. So the spreadsheet's the same as it was last time, and this time what I want to do is to generate a bar chart that shows me visually how the total hours earned compares to the total hours earned toward the major. Okay, and I want to label the columns appropriately, so I want to use the same data that's stored in cells D1 and E1, the data that's used for column headings. I want that to be the labels that are used in the chart as well. So how do I do this? Well, first off, I need to identify the inputs, and I want to have as one of my inputs the data that I'm going to use for the first column. And then since I have several inputs to provide at one time, I'm going to hold down on the control key, keep the control key down. I'm going to click on my second input, which is the data that I want to use to label the second column, and then I'm going to select the column totals down here in the same order that I selected the column headings so that it pairs it properly. So I'll click here, then here. And once I've provided those four inputs, I can let go of the control key and go to the insert page where I find a variety of chart types. And again, we're not going to do all these. I'll just demonstrate one or two and then leave it up to you to explore the others. And once you've seen how charting's done in general, you should be able to figure out how to apply other chart types based upon your future needs. But for now, I'm going to choose the column type chart, and when I do, there's all kinds of variations that I can choose of this variety, of the column chart variety. And I'm just going to go with the simple two-dimensional column chart, and when I do, it automatically takes my inputs. Excel takes my inputs, generates the charts, and uses some labeling over here so I can see both visually how they compare relative to each other, and then also where they intersect the scale. And my column headings are used as labels along the x-axis here. I have some choices. If I don't like this color while the chart is active, I could choose some other color. Okay, and you can scroll through this, and there's colors and styles that you can apply. I also have the ability to edit some of the generated data, so it shows me in the legend that this is the two sets of data or the series that are being represented. And if I click on this, it's a little sensitive. I need to click right on the text and get the text itself highlighted. And then if I right click, I have an option to select data, and then if I want, I can finesse that a little bit, and in this case what I'm going to do is edit the data. So rather than the series name being series, I will call this hours, and click OK, and then click OK, and when it returns back, I'm able to edit that. It's a little sensitive, so don't be surprised if that's not a little bit difficult to do. I can click on this. I can go in and edit the contents of this in a more straightforward way. So I'll put student hours or something like that. And you can also cheat on this a little bit. So if you go to the insert page again, and under shapes, choose text boxes. If you want to, you can overlay text boxes in this area. Okay, so that has absolutely nothing to do with the data, but just to show you that that can be done. So you can add to this if you need to. I'm going to undo and undo again. Okay. So I have created a column chart, and I'm going to slide this over out of the way. Now, before I do that, I can also show you this. If I'm tight on space, I can put this on a different sheet if I want to. The other thing I can do is shrink this down a little bit. Okay, so I can adjust that two-dimensionally, and on these things I can slide this over, and alright, so I'll set that aside. Okay, so that's one way to represent the data. Now, since the hours earned in major are a part of the overall hours earned, I might also want to represent that with a pie chart where the pie slice would be this value, and the overall amount of data represented in the pie would be 1595. So let's create a pie chart real quickly, and it's basically the same thing. So I'm going to provide my inputs, and I provide them in a very specific order, holding down on the control key. Again, go to the insert page. This time I'll choose a pie chart, and I'll use a simple pie chart. It generates this in a similar way. I can shrink it down. I can go in here and change this, make editing changes to it. You should be able to figure that out on your own if you should want to change that. So the legend shows me, with the color coding, what part of the, it provides me a colorized label to correspond with these two parts of the overall pie. And I've got some other options that I can choose up here that will insert some numeric values. Let's see if I can find one I want. They're not real descriptive, and it's hard to see from this viewer, but you can scroll through here and find a variety of things. I'm just going to choose one. Okay, I don't know which one this is. And so this is one where it takes the legend and inserts it right onto the pie slices. That's kind of nice. You have others, for instance, that will represent things with, in this case, a label and a percentage value, so how much each slice contributes to the whole. And I'll let you play around with the various options there, and I can slide this over out of the way. And if I don't want it on this page, I could cut it, and I could go to another page and paste it. If I can get this mouse to respond. Okay, let's see if I can paste it. I just want to paste. Alright, there we go. paste, keep source formatting. There we are. All right, so I can paste that onto another page if I want to. And that concludes what I want to show you about charting